Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are going to talk about, mostly algo trading in this series. So, I'll show you the main agenda of this video to, make you aware of how a algo trading software works and how you can make your own algo trading software using, uh, JavaScript, Node.js, or maybe Python if you are interested in Python or any other library or any other programming language, I would say. So you can use any programming language to construct this algo trading software, and I'll demonstrate like the one which I have created for myself and which I'm using for day trading, like mostly in options, bank nifty options. You can do it for maybe nifty, bank nifty, fin nifty, or mid cap, sensex, whatever you like. You can integrate with equity, or maybe you can trade futures. So it all depends upon you. The logic remains same. You just have to integrate the symbols, and it will start getting the data, real time data from the your broker. So in my software I'll show you like how I have done using fires. And what I'm planning to do now is mostly I'm planning to integrate maybe dhan and amstock. So amstock recently launched its API documentation and their endpoint, public endpoint. So this is the socket, WebSocket, and this is the API. You'll find the pretty much good documentation in the Amstock site. Same goes for any other broker which you are using it. Like maybe for Jirodha, in Jirodha I remember like you have to pay few amount in order to use the trading APIs. But Mstock is totally free, Dhan is free, and even Fires is free. So here you can see the view API documentation, type A, type B, and you can I think it also has Postman collection. Last time when I visited, like it was under construction, but let's see if it is available. If that is available, it would be better to test all those requests in the Postman using the collection which they are providing. But if they don't doesn't have collection, we can anyways integrate into a small Node.js application, and we can execute the trade on their platform. So the goal of this uh, video is to get you familiar with the trading softwares. Let me open the terminal and clone the repository first. I'll guide you through like a step by step how much return it can make uh, in 15 days, 7 days, or any data set which you have. Like I have few data set. CD desktop. I like to clone my repository here only. It's asking me username. Why? Not sure. I think I have to use maybe SSH to clone the repository, but let's see. Or the simplest way to I'll download the repository only in a zip format, and it might work. So this is also not working. Okay, no worries. I'll download the zip and unzip in my local. That would be a simpler one, and I will place it somewhere in my you know desktop. So I'll go trading main, and I think we can anyways maybe open any code editor, and from the desktop I can choose this, and here we go. So now we got the code. Hope everything is visible to you. Let me zoom in a little bit so that it will be visible to you guys very clearly, because I'm using a very large monitor, so it might cause problem. But yeah, so here it goes. So this is my algo trading software. Mostly it has bunch of libraries which I'm using, And let me do npm I first because I'm using third party libraries. So we have to install the modules. It's done. It's very small now. So these are the data set. So if I show you, these are the src folder, and this is backtest.js, and this call put. So what I have done, like I have created two different scripts for running call options and put options. So regardless of the direction, whether bank nifty is going upside or downside, it doesn't matter for me. The algo, I will run the both call and put, and whatever the pattern which I'm trying to figure out in the chart, it will automatically figure it out whether it is happening on call side or put side. It will take the trade, and it will have defined trailing stop loss and target. So that's the main goal of this project. But I have also created a small set of script backtest.js, where I can specify some data set, and it will run the same business logic. Let's say if I am passing a trading strategy which is crossover incremental class.js. So this trading strategy, basically I'm passing to the configuration, and I'll use this configuration with the dataset one. So if I show you, this is the dataset, and I think it's around 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So it's around 12 days of dataset, which is considered as a yeah, 2 week or more than 2 week, because five is the only trading day in a week we have. So 5 5 10, and then we have 2 days extra. But you just remember, like, it's just 12 days of call and put options. I can show you again. So data one consists of call and put, and each call and put have their own ohlc data: open, high, low, close. So now let me show you, um, by running, like, how much percent of return it is generating, how much negative returns it is generating. It will show you the report. But yeah, mainly I'm running data set one. False, it's false. So it will run the data set data one, not a specific file. I'm not running a specific file. We have an option to run single file, but currently I'm running the execution is false, so it will falls into else condition because is single file is false. So I'll process the data one file, and let's see how much return it actually generates. So for running the script, test script, I have in package.json a simple command: npm run test. So if I run this, it will start running and generating the reports. So if you see here, started generating returns here. If you see, like, currently we are in line number 14, then the days goes end, then we have made 44.75% of profit, and then 8%, and in the next day we made some losses, small losses, and then again 4% we made, again loss, then again profit, loss, profit, profit, and then loss. So this is how it works. So it is logging each of the end stays there, like this single day goes to the end. um so if you see, like, I'm calculating each all of those values by mathematical formulas to get this values, so that I can compute the um, you know maybe last EMA 9 15 30. You can compute anything as per your requirement, and you can take decision based on that. Now this is the report which I have. Let me share with you. So the total positive return which this algos has generated is 116.33. Just imagine, like, it's too much. Like, in 12 days I have made 116, and how much losses we have made? We have made minus 25% of the overall profit. So anyways, we are you know running around 90% of the profit in 12 days, which is a very good number. Um, so I'm still trying to figure out, like, how I can improve this, because if I run with let's say different data set, which I have, let's say global data set. Now I have a global data set, and I have a multiple algos. So if I show you, so this was the old algos which I have written when I was developing this algo trading software initially. Basically HFT software is to place high frequency trades on the broker. And if I talk about big MNCs, like maybe Houston River Trading and Tower Research Capital, Jane Street, those company also does the similar kind of thing, but they are in a very large capacities. They use high computation machines. Their algorithm is not written in JavaScript. Mainly they are using low level programming language. This is just for my purpose. I'm the only one who is placing the trades in broker. Not I'm the only person, there are multiple person, but using this algo I'm the only person. So it's fine for me to execute this algos in my machine, or maybe in a Microsoft Azure server, where I have very high internet speed, like it's more than 1 GB per second. I tried last time and it was 1 GB per second in Microsoft Azure. And over there the socket data never gets disconnected, because in your internet there might be chances your net in your internet get fluctuated, and it might cause some problem. So it's better to use high speed internet, maybe on Azure or AWS or any cloud infrastructure you can use. But the end point is your algo should be enough smart to generate revenues. Your speed doesn't matter, but it matters when you have a good algo. So you need to first build the algos. So these are the algos which I have created initially in back in my days. Like this was the first algo which I have written. So it was around 124 lines. It was also generating few revenues, but then I started improvising on this algo, and this is the total number of algos I have written for just to backtest and run on real time. So I have fires wrapper, I have dhan wrapper. So dhan wrapper is in progress, but fire wrappers is almost this is working. It start uh, calculating the quantities, and then it start placing the orders in using live trade function in a broker. So that's how it actually works. So we get the quantity. I'm just giving a very high level idea, and then it places the place order symbol with quantity and buy. So this fires is working, and there are multiple indicators, utility functions, and I have controller, so signal controller, index, and then OI calculator. So these are the orchestrator for you know running the algos, and I have few configurations as well. Um, and let me jump to the logs which this algos has generated. Let me show you the first one. So yeah, so if you see, like I have a very detailed log here. So at 23/8/2023 it took around a trade by 11:19, and it squared off this position in just 7 minutes. Like it just took 7 minutes, and it bought at 207.95 and sold at 256. So it has given me 23,000 rupees, and the total return was 23%, which is a very good number, I would say. And again, if you see, like it made 5,000 and it made minus 500 loss, and then you know, uh, 12,000, which is 12%, and then 1% loss, 5%, 4%. So it will give you the detailed logs, when it is taking the trade, at what time it is making the square off. So if you see here, 55 and 59 in just 4 minute, I think it's in 4 minute, like it given me 5%, 4 minute. And if you see here, like it's still in 1 minute, 53 to 54, it's just in 1 minute given me 4.25%. And here if you see, like took this trade on 11/6 and squared off at 10. And this is one of the smartest trade this algorithm has took so far. I think it's 44.75%. So 44.75 out of, I'm using 1 lakh capital, then it's 44,753 rupees, and then 8. And then it also made some losses as well, but that losses is very small in compared to this profits. So still this algorithm is in test, like I'm not directly running this, but if you see there are consecutive losses, but these are very minor. Like if you see in terms of your profits 4,000, 8,000, and 12,000, these losses are very small. That's why we are able to make a good amount of return, which is 90.91% in just 12 days, 12 trading days, which is very impressive, I think. um yeah. So this log I can the plan is to generate in CSV, and and I can uh, directly create a dashboard out of it, or I can directly logs the JSON for this log, so that I can have a better insight on the data which this is generating. Currently this is enough because I have script which shows me the total positive return, total negative, and the total return. So if I make any changes in the into the algorithm which I'm using right now, so this is crossover incremental class, so I'm using this algorithm, and if I make any changes, the output will change immediately. And I'll show you that as well. But before that, let me show you the other JSON file, not a JSON file but a TXT file, which has the ability to give you insight what's happened on each day, how many days it doesn't take in the trades. So these are the bad days, like, but it's better to doesn't take any trade if the conditions for your strategy doesn't met, so which is good. um but yeah, before that, let me run a different file, which is a global data set which I have. Global data set consists of combinations of uh, data frames, like it's too much, like from 2023 to 2024 year, but it's not sequential like everyday data, because I don't get time to scalp this data from the market. But I think this would be enough to get some idea, even if it is random days, it doesn't matter. But let me show you, like if I just place global here, and let's say if I am running this npm run test, so now it will generate the output. This will take slightly more time as compared to a data set one which I have run just before this one. But yeah, let's see how it goes. So the end goal is to write an algorithm which can make a good amount of return by taking very small risks. So if we are able to do that, then I think it's done. You can run this algorithms in the real market by connecting your broker. And if I talk about the algorithm software which is there in the market, you can use that, but it's something like someone else had developed, and you have very less confidence and clarity what trade they will be taking, what risk to reward they will be managing. Even though you can specify that, there may be chances it cannot place the order on right time. And it even happens for me as well. So because of the network latency, it it let's say try to place order on 200 rupees, but eventually the price already jumped to 205, and you're buying at 205. So your calculation can get mismatched in that case, and you eventually making me less profit as compared to the real price you are trying to place order. So that's why, like, high speed internet is required when you're running this software. So you can develop in local machines, but eventually you have to run on cloud. Now if you see, like, this algorithm for global data set generated 156%, but it made 124% losses as well, and total overall return was 32.26. um, this is not that great, I would say, because the loss here is you know it's quite near to the total positive return. So I won't consider this as a good, but there might be some changes which I have made, and that was causing this, because I mostly um, write code in a different laptops whenever I get time. So there might be some code which was there, but let me check the condition once. So this is k and this is 30. 30, this is fine. Hmm. The condition looks good because for the um, data set one, it generated a good amount of return, but for this data set it is not perfect. But anyways, let me try running some different algos which I have. Crossover incremental class, cross over incremental sale equity. So there is a brahmastra.js, like I'm not sure if this will work, but incremental class tiger, I'm not sure. I just give random names, like whatever comes in my mind. But let's see if any of those generates a good amount of return on the initial data set which I was using. Let's see. So for data set one, I'll be using a different algos now. Let me try to run and see brahmastra. I'm not sure what result it will be producing, because I just write those algos and scrap it. But let's see what it returns as a cumulative profit and loss. This is really fun, writing your own algos and mm, going to the market and placing order uh, in a very what I would say rule based fashion, where you have less emotional attachment. The system will do everything for you. You don't have to worry about any stop loss and target. You don't have to make your image emotion comes on when you are trading manually. So that is the first thing. Oh my god, this has generated massive amount of return, but there is no loss. 35,000 return. So that's why I told, like, this is an algorithm which I used to write and uh, test, but eventually that algo must have something wrong in it. But anyways, let's try to run a different algorithm. um okay, .gs. Now this will run. Okay, it's kind of stuck. Let me run it. It will generate the output anyways, but um it's better to see these logs, like it's actually happening something. So if I talk about this algos, like it took me around 3 months to 3 to 4 months, like actually combine everything and make make it work in real market. But at that point of time, like I invested around 25,000, 25 to 35,000, and in 1 week it made around more than 10,000 return. So I have tested already these algorithms, like the system works, but the kind of algorithm which you are using must be sufficient to get you there. That's the only point I have. And this is one of the safest, like this is also a very bad algorithm. uh, I think this crossover incrementer class is a better one. This might require some refinement on trailing stop loss and other thing, but let me try to tweak something. Let me do a very hard rule. If RSI size goes above 60, now you can see this will generate a different result. This is the actual 90% return algorithm, but now this will as I've changed few values, it will generate a different one. Let's see how much it is going to generate now. So my mostly the plan is to improvise the algorithms and make it better. And mostly I'll be using dhan, or maybe zerodha to run these algorithms, because of the less broker on dhan, because not dhan really. um, I'm stock. Now see, this is a better one. It generated 78.55% of return, but only given me 14.63 loss, which is a very good one. Like this is very small percent of loss which I have made, and we have made a really good amount of profit. Now we can try running this algorithm using the global data set, and let's see what difference we have. And I'm pretty confident this will definitely produce a better result than the last one, because the condition is more polished and more strict. But the only problem with this conditions are, um, this condition will only met when a specific criteria will be met, and that criteria is very strong. So in order to if you would like to trade with 5 lakh or 10 lakh of capital, and you would like to execute this much trades, then it's better to have fewer short trades rather than having multiple chunks of trades. So if you talk about the HFTs, mostly people you can start punching orders like like a human can never punch technically using the algorithms. So that you can do, but you have to be considered about the brokerage we will be paying. So if even if a trade, let's say you are making 200 rupees, and you are paying, let's say for example, 100 rupees, you will be making 100 rupees as a profit. So you have to make those calculation. If you made 100 and you are paying 70 rupees broker it's not not worth it. And sometimes when you take large quantity trades, and you are squaring off immediately, the brokerage might be more than the profit which you are making. Let's say you have made 200, it might be you are paying 300 as a broker. um, So this calculation is very important. How much broker you are paying per trade, how much profit you need, and how much loss you will going to make on a per trade, so that you will be profitable at the end of the day. So that calculation is important. uh, I'm not focusing on those calculation personally as of now, but I'm considering it. Okay, so this is um slightly better, because I would say that algorithm previously made 150% of profit, and then given us around 135% of loss, and 15% were profit. So at least this has given me 12% of profit in long run, with a very limited loss, which is fine. Like, this will not eventually blow your account. So it's better to always think in terms of keeping your capital safe, so that you can run on algorithms like as many time as you want. um, so that you have to be very careful. And I'll be in upcoming series I will be try to create algo trading software from scratch, and I'll show you like how to do it for yourself. And mostly, like, if I write any code on this set of algorithms, maybe as you see in src, I'm trying to work on maybe dhan wrapper. And I also have written few codes on dhan, just to do the experiments, like how to get the dhan http client and get the holdings, and I'm getting the access token. So all those stuffs, like, this is just a demo code, but that's the whole point of writing this code. So I think that's all for today. We'll keep on sharing this knowledge with you guys. Thanks for watching it. Thank you so much.